and then fasten them all together. I've got these 3 all ready to go. So here are your 3 separate pieces that you're going to need in order to prepare this. I had them all labeled so I don't get them mixed up. So now I'm just going to assemble the final 4th one. Okay, and then add this one on top of there. Okay, get your pinwheels back here. There we go. And then you can go ahead and fasten that inside your pinwheel like this. And this is the hinge side and this is the rolled side. So the rolled side should be on the left. It should be on your left with your image facing upwards. Now we're going to move ahead with attaching these to the box. Now remember these markers, these little tick marks that we scored into here later on? What we're going to do is line those up. The edge of the box will get lined up with these tick marks. So like this, because we need, in order for this to come out square in the end, we need to have this 1/4 inch clearance here on this end so it matches the 1/4 inch that we're adding over on this end. So I'm going to apply my glue on this side of those guide marks that I made earlier. Ooh, look at that, all of a sudden it wants to work. And then I'm going to stand my box up. And from the back side I can see those guides. So I just line those guides up, line this piece up there according to those markers. You see? Okay, and so there's your pinwheels on the box. Awesome. The next part that we're going to do is the opposing sides of the inside of the box. Now to cover up, I want to cover up these hinges, these here pieces that we just made. So to do that, I'm going to cover it up with a piece of 4x4 matching cardstock. I'm going to fasten that down inside. I'm going to fasten that down in here. But before we do that, oops, okay, before we do that, this is 4x4. We're going to cut 4 pieces of 3 7/8 by 3 7/8. Stamp an image or a sentiment, whatever you like on there. And then what I've done is I have a collection of different nestability dies that I've pre-cut out, and I've already mounted them on pop dots. So take your 4x4 cover up piece, stamp out your sentiment or image on your 3 7/8 by 3 7/8 piece, add this on top, and then attach it all onto your box. Okay? So let's go ahead and do that. Now because I've added pop dots onto these, I cannot add pop dots to the very bottom where I'm going to attach it to this, because that will bring it up thicker than the 1/4 inch of space that we have available inside this flap. So I'm just going to glue it straight onto here. Now I'm going to go ahead and put these on the box. You want to tuck these in nice and close. There's going to be about a 1/4 inch left over on this side, but that's okay. Okay, and there is the hardest part of this whole project completed. And it's pretty easy, isn't it? Every side, it's all nicely finished. nice image and a sentiment to go with it. Let's go on now and make the lid. For the lid, you're going to need a piece of cardstock that is 8 1/4 by 8 1/4. Once you have that cut, bring out your scoreboard and score 1 3/4 at 1 3/4 inches on all 4 sides. 3/4 and again 1 3/4, and we're going to treat it just like any other box. We're going to cut this corner from the intersection outwards on both sides. Here. And we can see that if this folds inwards, this is going to fold there. This flap is going to fold downwards. That makes this the top edge that's going to come across along this one, so we want to trim at an angle. Then before we go and fasten all of our flaps in, we want to do our decorative, the scalloped punched edge first. So bring the punch in and start doing that. Kind of eyeball it to what I think is the center.